everybody. Welcome to the podcast where we motivate, inspire, and drive with stories from entrepreneurs from around the country. That's right, folks. Straight from their mouths to your ears, this is Hustle City, USA.
What's up, America? It's Hustle Talk time. This is the Texas Real Estate Dude, and I am in the chair and hot on the mic at Hustle City, USA, along with my fellow host. If there was a calendar for male entrepreneurs, he'd be Mr. December, CEO and founder of JLA Real Estate, Mr. John Altek. John, how in the hell are you today?
I'm pretty good, buddy. I don't know about a calendar. That could get scary in a hurry, but I would want March.
You would want March?
Yeah.
Why March, John?
I don't know, but it sounds better.
Hey, well, thanks for coming in today in your suit and everything. We enjoy having you.
You know, it's rare that I put a suit and tie on, but I figured it'd make your day.
It did make my day very much. Hey, there was one thing I was seeing today. I haven't seen you all day or a couple days, so there was a trending topic that I came across today, and it was something that I thought great to talk about for entrepreneurship. So trending on Twitter today is hashtag changing the odds. And it went on to say, and I think it was for some foundation or fundraising group, but the tidbit I caught was EI, or emotional intelligence, is now more important than IQ and technical skills, how you deal and relate with people. What would you say on that topic, Joe?
Oh, I agree 100%. You know, we're out here, and sometimes we refer to that as street smarts. I notice a lot of times when I run into what I consider super smart people, they tend to be really, really smart in one area, but they're not that great overall, or they're not as diverse. And when you're in, you know, entrepreneurship's all about diversity and taking care of the people around you. And so, yeah, we run into that a lot, and I think that that's a dead-on trending topic.
I remember years ago when I started in banking, I don't even remember the year now, but 20 plus years ago, and I was always so inspired by the tech guys, and they seemed super intelligent, but they would stay in this little like tech laboratory to their self, and their people skills were very, very non-existent. But they were very good at what they did. But I think you're right. You know, in entrepreneurship, you need to know a little bit of everything and be able to relate to people on a real personal and deep level.
Well, and I also see, you know, with the millennials out here, they really are great with texting, and they're really good on social media, sometimes live in person. It's a skill set that's lost, shaking hands, making eye contact, having those one-on-one conversations. So we do have a new group coming on, which would kind of be the tech guys of our generation, but this next generation coming in, you can really get inspired by the ones that are the full package and can still do that.
I agree. And speaking of entrepreneurship, we have with us today a local entrepreneur that I'm very excited to speak with. John, would you like to introduce Dawn today?
Oh, hey, introduce yourself here. It's Hustle City. Jump in. Tell us about yourself.
How you guys doing? My name is Dawn Tyler. I am the owner of the craft beer bar Hop Stop. We're located in Houston, or in Humble, Texas.
So Hop Stop. I am very much a hop guy. And before we started the show, you mentioned IPAs. Can you tell me, do you know how many IPAs you have on draft currently?
Right now, we're kind of light. We only have 2. I was actually giving my husband the old elbow yesterday going, what's up here? Duchess of Dank is not happy. So
you guys actually aren't a brewery. You don't brew on site. So you support other local brewers throughout
correct.
Houston and Texas in general, I would think?
Yeah, we sometimes color outside the lines and bring in some international brews. We try to bring in what's hot on the market. We've established a good friendship with a lot of the Houston breweries, so we try to give them the love first and foremost.
What other Houston brewers could I find at the Hop Stop?
Right now, we really love Brash. They are making some killer stouts. Some of the best, I think, Abide is one of the best stouts, I think, in all of Texas.
I'm a big Karbach guy, or Kerback, or however you say that. You have them on tap or no?
Yeah, but you know, we try to concentrate on beers that are actually not found in every grocery store.
Not as commercially available.
Right. So we always joke that we'll bring in beers from Katy. We call it East Austin. Right. So you can't drive all the way from Humble to Katy and kick back a few and drive back safely. So you can come to my place and get the beer and get growler filled, take it home, drink it out on your patio, and that way you can be safe.
Nice. There's not a lot of places in town, I mean in Houston as a whole, that sells growlers, is that correct?
That is correct. I think we're maybe 5.
They've changed some of the package laws over the years, is that correct? Mm-hmm. That's great. Great. That's good news for beer lovers, folks. If you're not a beer lover, you should be. John, take us back, talk to Dawn about what brought them to the Hop Stop.
Yeah, I'm all about your history. How'd you get here?
Well, my husband and I love craft beer. We were drinking it for about 4 or 5 years, and every time we would go into town, we'd want to fill a growler, and then we'd be like, man, I forgot my growler at home. And then we'd have to buy another growler. Next thing you know, we've got 15 growlers in the garage. And my husband looked at me one day and goes, we got to do this thing. No one's done it yet here in Humble. And, you know, there's no competition. Let's do this.
How's the response been from the community?
Oh, it's been fantastic. And people are just always going, are you guys doing all right? Are you guys doing all right? Like, you're still going to be here tomorrow. And I'm like, we're doing well. You guys are supporting us very well. Thank you very much.
Just stay and have another beer and we'll be here tomorrow.
Exactly, yeah. But, I mean, I think this area was starved for craft beer, exclusively craft beer. That's all we carry. If you come and ask for a Bud Light, I go, we're not that kind of bar. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. See, when I developed my love for craft beer, I worked in a similar type of place when I was 22 or something, which was like a year ago. But the owner was the same way. He would not sell what we called American swill beer. I mean,
right.
it's just you know, it's...
And, you know, you cut your teeth on that, and, you know, there's a place and a time, but, you know, there's so many great flavors out there that people just don't realize. Whenever I have a person tell me they don't like an IPA, I go, you don't like them yet. Right. You come into my bar. If you come in here at least once, twice a month, we're going to push the envelope of your palate. That is my job, to educate you.
Nice.
By the end of the day, a couple of months later, they go, I like that hoppy pale ale. I'm like, well, then you're getting there.
So you wake up one day and decide we're going to open a craft brew bar. Now, you know, how much time and energy went into the thought process, or was it an overnight, hey, let's do this, let's jump in, or did you guys plan this for 6-8 months or a year? I mean, what's your time frame there?
Definitely a year. The biggest hurdle was to find the right spot. Rent, you know, where you're not overextending yourself as a newbie, and, you know, talk about those street smarts. You know, when you're looking at taking your life savings and putting it on the line, and you don't want that bank money because you don't want to have to owe anybody anything, that's what we did. So we strategically planned. One day we were at the right place at the right time. It had just come available, and we snapped
Had
on
you guys been entrepreneurs previously in any other endeavors?
Yeah, my husband actually had been working as a ticket broker for the last 8 years. He was in corporate dining, food service. Worked in that for 20 years. He has a Hilton School degree through
Cool.
Conrad Hilton at U of H. So it just, you know, it happened. I'm passionate about food and drink. And
Do you guys have any food on the menu there? Is it all just beverage?
no, but you know, there's DoorDash now. They'll deliver any meal you want.
That's
and we
true.
have pizza places, and eventually, if we grow into a larger spot, we would like to possibly incorporate that. But for now, we're just focusing on the beer.
Fabulous. So, day-to-day operation, just you and your husband doing your thing.
Yep, pretty
Awesome.
much.
Awesome. So, one of the things I like to talk about with entrepreneurs is, you know, what scares you, what excites you. So right now, tell me what scares you. Tell me the one thing that you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, oh gosh, I hope this doesn't happen or this keeps going the right direction. Talk to me about that.
I guess right now, I'm worried about taxes.
Right?
And there's so many times you hear about people that have gone out and done their own thing, and they make it happen for 2 years, and then, you know, someone's always trying to get in your pockets. Mm-hmm. And so that's my worry, but I'm not going to let that stop us, you know. So we're just trying to plan well, but I think that's the thing that's always been on my back.
To me, that sounds like revenue is good, though, if you're already concerned about paying taxes.
Yeah.
got some people drinking beer down there.
So then what excites you? What's the most exciting thing that you feel like's going on right now in your business?
Well, I'm a people person. My husband and I both are. I think I never expected for our customers to become our friends. We're kind of like a tiny little Cheers.
Awesome.
And I know people, I know their children, you know, or at least their names. Sometimes they bring them up there and, you know, enjoy a day out in the patio. But the personal connection is no longer, it's just my customer. It's they're becoming friends. And I didn't really anticipate that. But, you know, when you see someone a couple times a week, I mean, you're going to be emotionally invested in them.
Well, you bring up an interesting one. Is we all grew up in Cheers, at least, you know, my generation, and watching that, and that was what made that show so fabulous. Is that they were all connected, they were all friends, or they all had this camaraderie. And what you're talking about is the same thing on your own level in your own place, and that's super cool.
Well, to me, that's what makes local entrepreneurs so great, because we all live and work and run into each other in the same community, and we develop either seasonal or lifelong friendships from the endeavors that we're putting forth to the community.
Yeah.
That's really, I guess, when I look at entrepreneurship, you found something you love, something you and your husband are both passionate about, which I find very interesting, because a lot of times a husband or a wife may be passionate about it, but the other one can't get their hands around it. So you're very unique in that. And then now you're affecting the community in your own little way, and you're a place for people to go and cherish their experience. So you're talking about an experience when you're telling me you're becoming friends with your people.
Yes.
And how long have you guys been established now? It's just been a year or so, if I'm not mistaken.
8 months.
8 months, wow. You guys are getting heard a lot, I think, from... Well, we've got some folks that we know, John, that frequent the Hop Stop, and if you could imagine that.
Yeah, well, I'm not even going to go there. Well, for me, I'm a big wine drinker, right? But whenever I hear about some business like yours that's craft beer, and I grew up in Southwest Missouri where Budweiser and Bud Light's king of the world, right? It's all right there. I'm intrigued. I want to go down. I want to check out the atmosphere. I want you to then recommend to me that, hey, here's the beer that you need to try today. And it sounds like you've got that going on.
I do, but I also do serve wine. I do small batch vineyard wines.
Oh, now we're talking.
Limited
Texas
cases.
wines, I guess? Or?
No. I'm not a big fan. There's maybe 2 or 3 that I would actually possibly bring into my bar. But I have... like a French Chardonnay. It's not buttery. It's not oaky. Again, I'm kind of bringing the craft wine also, because that was a big thing between my husband and I when we first started. He said, no wine. And I said, hey, women are going to control if you guys keep coming back.
And John likes wine.
John likes wine. So I fought really hard to bring on some of the best wines, because I like wine too. I mean, I like spirits. I like wine. I like beer.
Do you guys do spirits at all, or is that?
No, we do not. No, that wouldn't allow us to do the growler fills. Okay. So that's where we pulled back on that. But ironically, John, people that like red wines, do you like red wine?
I like all wine.
Okay, good. So a lot of my red wine drinkers, I've convinced the women to let me play and have some fun and build them a flight. And if they like coffee and chocolate and red wine, I can sell them on a dark beer almost any time.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
A lot of people are afraid of dark beers, but they don't know they're actually sweet to the taste a lot.
Right. Like sometimes they're, oh, well, I've had Guinness. I don't like dark beers. I'm like, nope, just trust me. I'm going to take you for a ride. Let's do this. And you get a lot of the coffee caramel notes. They're so complex now. And like you said, a little bit sweet. Some of the names will just blow your mind.
What about private parties? Do you guys book for that at all, or no?
Right now, we're so limited on space. We're looking. We just acquired a spot next door to us that was the old homebrew shop, and we're looking to book bands eventually. But we're just kind of in the beginning stages.
So what I just heard is you've been in 8 months in, and you're already acquiring more space. Win in my book. That's awesome.
Good news.
Yeah, it's great news.
Too.
Yeah.
But also caught that the homebrew store is no longer there. Is that correct?
It's no longer there, but a new guy just purchased it, Preston, and he's opening up the grain cellar up closer to 59.
Nice.
It'll be open in a couple of days.
Nice.
I love the story. I love what you're telling me. You're creating this awesome experience, and you've got a lot of passion for this. And, you're talking about wines and beers and the craft version of it, which craft beer as a whole has had this huge growth the last 5-10 years across the country. There's kits where you can do it at your house. I got a buddy that makes it at his house and is always bragging about it. And I think that what you've done is you've tapped into something that I think is going to continue to grow. I don't see this going in another direction but up.
Right.
Well, and if I'm correct in recalling my history, that there was sort of a resurgence of craft quite a few years ago, and then it sort of slowed down, and Texas didn't have a lot of breweries, and now it has spiked back up in the past 5 or so years. I mean, how many breweries are even around Houston right now? It was at first just St. Arnold's. I want to say we just
counted 20. I counted, I think, 27 or 28, because we just had 2 new ones open up
that brew locally to the Houston metro. That is nice.
Yeah.
That's like a beer a day every day of the month. You can try all the breweries. Right?
Exactly.
So take me on a 3 or 5 year plan. What are you guys thinking here?
Man, I'm just living day to day. I would love to, look out that big, but a part of me, if I get too big and I don't want it to feel, I don't want it to lose its feeling. and it's quaint, and I want to kind of keep it small. And if you can't get in that exclusivity,
What about a second location or something of that nature?
now that might be the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna have to get people ready for Rick and Dawn won't always be behind the bar. That's, again, I will have to get someone equally as passionate as us that's ready to give that education. I don't know if y'all know what a cicerone is.
No.
That is the equivalent to a sommelier for wine.
Okay.
So now you can get certified for that, and those are the kind of people you want
How
working
many
behind your
beers do
bar.
you need to drink to get certified? Because I may already have
It's not as many as you have to drink, but as the knowledge across the board,
You're out then.
But, being able to detect the style between like a Belgian style beer, a traditional Tripel, versus an IPA.
Yeah, I don't like the triples too much. Those will knock you out.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I call them panty droppers, man.
Yeah, they
Anything
get you.
above 10%.
That's you don't need tequila when you've got that.
No, they will do a number on you. So I don't want to take this too far. It's not actually off topic, but taking it maybe away from the hop stop a little bit. But Rodeo Clown by Carbach is a 9 or 10% IPA. I drank 3 of those and had to nap for like 3 hours. It was
It'll happen.
yes,
Yeah.
and I've not tried them since. Even though I'm a big IPA guy, the double IPAs and stuff tend to put a hammer on me a little bit.
Yeah.
So what about what do you do to market your business? What are you guys doing actively?
We have a lot of presence on Facebook. We run tap takeovers, so that brings in people. They get introduced to a new beer. We'll let them have 3 to 4 taps. So just them alone, they'll promote it on their Facebook page or Twitter, Instagram, and then we just kind of piggyback off each other, and then word of mouth has done really well for us.
Word of mouth is how I've heard about you, and I think that's a great way for local businesses to be active in your community. So the tap takeovers, you have other brewers come in, they put their beers on tap, and then you're sharing your information through Facebook and other social media channels, and they're doing the same for you. Is that
Exactly,
correct?
yeah.
Okay.
What I love about that, social media is free. And so,
Yeah.
you're building what I call a guerrilla or grassroots marketing program free by using the people that already love you, which is brilliant. And for all those entrepreneurs out here listening to the show, this is a great example of you don't need a $30,000 marketing budget to reach your target audience around you, and that's what I'm hearing here.
Exactly. And I think it helps a lot of new businesses get that exposure that you used to have to work so hard for. You couldn't have done pay
it.
The newspaper,
The big yellow page ad,
exactly,
which doesn't
green
exist anymore.
sheet, and
So where can we find you? Go ahead and give us some of that. What's the Facebook page for you guys?
okay. Our Facebook page is the Hop Stop Humble, and
Is there a Twitter account or anything?
yeah, it's the same.
The Hop Stop Humble. Gotcha.
You have to specify the Humble part,
Gotcha.
just because there's another Hop Stop in another state. So.
All right.
Awesome.
Now, are you guys focusing on 2 or 3 social media channels? Are you trying to spread it wide? Are you doing Instagram and stuff too? Are you
do
doing any videos?
Well, we spend a lot of vinyl in our shop, so we always do a lot of snap. We'll snap a picture of the vinyl album cover, and then we'll Instagram out to them. I'm hoping one day one of these famous people is going to show up just because it looks like a cool bar.
Well, John and I may come by.
I was going to say, do I count? Because
I've got some records I could bring.
BYOV, man, that's what we do. BYOV, bring your own vinyl and we'll play it.
Really?
I like to spin some vinyl. I got into that a couple years ago, and there's no better sound. I mean,
Exactly.
that's fun.
Yeah.
Like,
That sounds fun, yeah. So we'll have to check you out. So said you weren't big enough for private parties. You've taken on some more space. How many people do you accommodate right now, roughly?
We have 13 bar stools. We could probably pack in 20 in there. And then we have a really awesome patio.
cool.
And then that other space that people usually bring friends, play Cards Against Humanity, other little board games that we have over there.
And the ability to do growlers, what's the word I'm looking for? Can you cater an event? Like if we had an event and I said, hey, I need to order 15 growlers.
You wouldn't even want to do that. You just call me up and I'll get you some kegs.
Nice.
So we'll sell kegs for your home kegerator as well.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
Craft beer kegs.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
you tell me what you want, I'll order it and get it to you in a week.
Nice.
This has been a great show, and I've enjoyed hearing your story, but it's great for all of those entrepreneurs out there that have a passion, they're really not sure what to do with it, and you're not trying to cater to 5,000 people. You've got 13 bar stools. I might be able to pack 20 people in there. You can get out on my patio. You're making a successful business here by doing your passion, doing it on a level that you're comfortable with, and really making an impact. And it's a really good story for those, because I know there's a lot of people that have passions around food or drink or hobbies, and that's what you've done here. And it's a really great story that you don't have to go out here and have $200,000 in marketing and try and open up a 10,000 square foot venue and do all these things. So what a great story to tell.
Give us a startup struggle story. Can you think of anything that maybe went awry when you leased the space, or something you had to that looked like a problem, or did it kind of clicked when you got started?
I feel like we were super fortunate. I mean, we were on pins and needles whether TABC was going to allow us to open up there. We're right next to AA. That's kind of fun and ironic.
Yeah, there you go.
But other than that,
that's awesome.
I could make both my meetings in one stop. It's not a problem with me. Is the tamale place still there too?
They are, yeah.
I may just pitch a 10 or something. I don't know.
But I think we were very fortunate.
Well, that usually comes with planning too. You told me you put a year into that. It wasn't like you were just jumping off a cliff and hoping that it would all come together at once. So that's cool. That's really cool.
What about events around town? Are you guys going to be in any festivals or promoting the brand that way, or?
We're always wearing our brand. I'm actually shocked I don't have it on my shirt on today, but we're going to Brash. Their 1-year anniversary party is Saturday, so we'll be out there heavily
Set
promoting.
Open to the general public?
It is, but it's a sold-out event.
Nice.
It's their 1 year. They're a really awesome brewery here in Houston.
I'm not familiar with them. Are they in Houston or outside?
You need to get familiar.
Yeah.
But you'll have to come to my bar to drink their beer unless you want to go up to Petrol Station or to their own brewery.
So they do not distribute cans or bottles like a
not yet, and that's who we love to concentrate on.
That's who you like to concentrate on, sort of the startup brewery guys. Are you affiliated with Back Pew at all? Do you do any business with them locally?
We carry their beer pretty much every day.
Right.
I mean, we at least have one of their styles on.
Nice.
Yeah.
And are they setting up the package as well, or no?
They are looking into it. Bobby is looking to get with a distributor, and so we're his biggest champion.
So at one time I was actually, and I never homebrewed myself, but I was a member of a homebrew club, and basically we got together and drank every month, right? Is there anything like that locally here? There used to be one.
It was right next door to us. So that's where we wanted to be, and we actually started hanging out with those guys. We used to brew at home. My husband did. We just don't have time now, but...
Well, now you got your own bar.
Right, exactly.
Why do you need to brew when you've got it all right there?
Yeah. So, but yeah, I love reaching out to those guys, and I know 2 of them are actually starting up their own brewery here in Humble.
No, an actual brewery. They're going to brew.
It'll be small batch in the beginning, but they're going to be like us,
Do you see one of the clubs kind of reemerging, or somebody starting a club?
The club is still alive and well. Rogue Home Brewers.
Uncle Rogue, I forgot the name of it. Okay, sounds great. So how can everybody find you? Where are you located? Your web address, street address, hours of operation? Tell us some of that.
We're located at 802 First Street East, Suite 300, right across from the Artesian Well. What else?
Web address, or you just
our
doing
web
social
address?
media?
No, we do have a web address. It's thehopstophumble.com.
Okay. Email, how do you prefer to be contacted if somebody wanted to contact you about opportunities?
Email or phone. I mean, all of our details are there. You'll see the little bio on our web address. Like I say, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all 3.
Okay. And what kind of hours of operation do you have?
We open at noon every day. The only day we're closed is Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we go to 9 o'clock, and we always go in ish. Hey, if there's tons of people at the bar, I'm not closing.
Absolutely.
On Friday and Saturday till 10-ish. And then Sunday, we run short hours, noon to 6. 2 to 6, we usually have a whole bunch of guys come out and pick guitar on the patio, and that's a lot of fun.
Very nice, very nice. John, do you have any closing comments for Don?
No, I just love your story. I mean, it's what the American dream is all about. You know, the first American dream is to own a house, which we're all passionate about here. Second American dream is to own your own business, and you're fulfilling that, and I'm anxious to watch you grow, and I'm going to be a huge fan as I watch you take over this market and keep doing what you're doing. And we're going to have you back in a year or so to tell us all about the next location and where you're going and what you're doing. So thanks for being on. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yes, Don,
Thank you so
very
much.
much. Next time, possibly bring your husband if he can break away. What was his name? I failed to ask.
Rick Tyler.
Rick Tyler. So we appreciate you guys. This is Texas Real Estate Dude from Hustle City, USA. You can find us at HustleCity_USA on Twitter. Look forward to the next show.